Hello, and welcome to Psychology Demystified. Today we'll be working on a self-confidence checkup. How self-confident are you? Self-confidence is linked to many areas in our lives that make us happy. So it's important to know how self-confident we are to see what may be dragging us down and not keeping us as happy as we might want to be. The quiz or the test that you're going to do today is simply going to help you understand what your current level of self-confidence is. In order to be able to do this quiz that allows you to know where you are currently with your self-confidence, you will be going old school, which means that you need to find the traditional paper and pen or pencil or any writing tool of your choice. I will go ahead and read out some statements, and then you will either write A or B or C as your answer to the statement that I just read out. So what do the letters A, B, or C mean? You can only choose one as your answer. An A means that it's true for you most of the time or all of the time. So all or most. B means that the statement is true for you some of the time. C means that it's not true or not usually true. Time for the statements. Statement number 1. I have a realistic sense of my strengths and my weaknesses. Your answer will either be A, which means it's true most of the time or all the time. B, this means that it's true for you some of the time. And C means that it is not true or not usually true. Statement number 2. I am willing to take risks for something I believe in. A means it's true all the time or most of the time. B, some of the time. C, not true or not usually true. Statement number 3. I plan and prepare for new experiences. Is it A, true all the time or most of the time? B, true some of the time? C, not true or not usually true? Statement number 4. I have ways to cope with fear and doubt. Statement number 5. I take time to remember my past successes. A, most of the time or all the time. B, some of the time. C, not true or not usually true. Number 6, I recognize failure as a part of life. Are you an A or a B or a C? Which one's yours? I can cope with unexpected changes. Is your answer A for most of the time? B, some of the time? Or C, not at all or not usually? I am comfortable asking for help and support. Is your answer A, most of the time? B, some of the time? C, not usually or not at all? I know what I value in life. Is your answer A or B or C? Next, my actions generally line up with my values. Most of the time or all of the time, that's A. B, some of the time. C, not usually or not at all. I don't give up easily. Is your answer A or B or C? This next statement is huge for very many people. And the statement is, I realize that not everyone will like me or approve of me. Is this an issue for you most of the time or all of the time? If it is, then your answer should be A. If it's an issue for you some of the time, then your answer should be B. And if you really are like, then your answer should be C, which means not usually, not really, don't care. Next, I have a sense of my worth. Is this answer A for you, or B, or C? I understand that setbacks, or things not going to plan, or things not sticking to my timeline, or things not working the way I want them to, I understand that all of these are normal and that they are to be expected. Is your answer A, most of the time or all the time? B, some of the times you understand it, or C, not at all? The second last statement, I don't beat up on myself, or I'm not hard on myself, and I'm not mean to myself when I go through a tough time. Is this A for you, or B, or C? And the last one today is my thoughts do not or don't paralyze me or stop me when I'm trying something new. Is your answer A, or B, or C? Remember, the question was, or the statement was, my thoughts do not paralyze or stop me. So keep that in mind when you're answering it. It's time to interpret our scores. And how do we do this? Tally your A's, your B's, and your C's. And then we'll move on. If you found that you have mostly A's, then that means that your confidence is on solid ground. It is firm and it is steady. If you also have mostly A's, it means that you're someone who's doing a great job of not allowing anything to stand in your way when you're trying to meet your goals. You are getting rid of obstacles and not allowing them to stop you from achieving whatever goals that you've set for yourself. If you found that you have mostly B's, this is your interpretation of your scores. If you found that you have mostly B's, then you are right in the middle. And what does this mean? This means that you are someone who can sometimes recognize your accomplishments, but then at other times, what you then do instead is that you focus on things where you are falling short or things that are not working according to plan. Because you're right in the middle, sometimes, based on what's happening in your life, you may have a tendency to focus on what's not working. And because you're aware that you might do this, it then becomes your role, your job, either on your own or with help, to find a way to not go to the other end of the spectrum that then will lead to you undermining your self-confidence and then feeling like things never go your way. So you're in the middle. That means you can celebrate your successes when you need to, and you can also look at your failures when you need to, but sometimes there may be a tendency to go towards the other way. So just be aware and watch for it so that your self-confidence remains strong. If you're someone who found yourself having mostly C's, it means that your self-confidence is on shaky ground, and that's it. It doesn't mean, I'm not going to use the word low because I don't like the negative connotations of it, because then it means that you're stuck there. You're not. It means that it's on shaky ground for now, and that's okay. One thing that's important for you to know is that despite what you might believe or see or interpret from someone's outer appearance, no one approaches life with full confidence all the time. So even if you know someone who you think is always an A and always exuding confidence, you don't really know what's lying underneath. So keep that in mind and don't kick yourself for not being as confident as so-and-so. It's something that can be learned, and it's something that your therapist can help you with. In the meantime, the way to work on you is to start by easing up on yourself. Be kind to yourself, please. Notice your accomplishments because these are important, and then find ways to handle setbacks or things that are not going according to plan. Every single one of us, even the mostly A's, need confidence boosters at some point. So keep that in mind as you go about your daily lives. And remember that this quiz that you did is about your current state, not who you are forever and ever and ever. Because confidence can either be really high or it can waver based on what's going on in your life. And if you're struggling to figure out how to keep it at a medium to high more of the times, then reach out. That's why we're here. Reach out and we'll help you out. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to be kind because it costs you nothing and you really have no idea what someone is going through. And to you, hugs and kindness always. Bye.